Golf, polo, billiards, squash, table tennis, and cricket were upgraded. A fully renovated shopping complex, complete with a post office and bank, became operational in June 2013. The second year saw us completing the Rashtrapati Bhavan Recreation Complex with the inauguration of Peacock Serviced Apartments, a facility created to serve as transit accommodation for officers and other guests at Rashtrapati Bhavan. 50 new apartments for employees in Kaveri and Jhelum blocks were completed under a redevelopment plan. Phase 1 of the Rashtrapati Bhavan Museum complex was completed after massive restoration of the erstwhile stables. Ladies and gentlemen, our efforts took wings in the third year. The Rashtrapati Bhavan Cultural Complex was completed with the renovation of the auditorium and construction of a new ceremonial hall. 2 clock towers were restored. One of them is now a part of our museum complex. Rashtrapati Bhavan Wellness Initiative took shape with the restoration of the President's Estate Clinic, a colonial building of 1929 vintage. It now has a well-equipped laboratory and sophisticated diagnostic medical equipment. Ayush Wellness Center was started after restoring a dilapidated rotary. The popularity of AWC is evidenced by the visit of over 29,000 wellness seekers during the last 1 year. A new President's Garage was built, a sewage treatment plant of 2 million liters per day capacity was constructed and commissioned. Placing happiness of the residents at the center of all our efforts, several community welfare measures have been taken. These include the launch of 4S initiative, Sanskar for preschool children, Sparsh for specially abled children, Samagam for senior citizens, and Sanskriti to inculcate the habit of reading and value-based learning in children in the age group of 7 to 14. A school in the estate, Dr. Rajendra Prasad Sarvodaya Vidyalaya, was converted into a model and green campus through technology adoption in classrooms, provision of enhanced sports facilities, solarization, and innovation in teaching modules. Last year, on September 4th, President Mukherjee turned a teacher when he took a class on the political history of India for students of 11th and 12th class in this school. This year, a skill development program for recognition of prior learning under the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana was also conducted. More than 1,500 contractual and regular employees in 20 skill categories were trained and certified. Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth year has seen the culmination of 2 major projects. To improve governance, we have launched over 30 different apps. These include creation of e-platforms for visitor management, invitations, messages, functions, and gift management. Introduction of RFID-based smart identity cards and smart cards for cashless shopping. Under an e-Pustakala project, over 33,000 books have been e-catalogued, of which 8,300 books have been uploaded on e-Pustakala. The photo library is being digitized with 8.1 lakh out of a total of 8.4 lakh old photographs having been digitized so far in the last 3 years. We are now a financially inclusive and Wi-Fi enabled digital township. A dashboard-based intelligent operations center and a mobile app became operational for water, energy, security, and waste management on 19th May this year. On that day, President Mukherjee declared Rashtrapati Bhavan a smart township. New layers of smartness are continuously being added with the introduction of an efficient irrigation system, a solarization project, and a machine-based plastics disposal unit. Transformation of RB into a smart township has taught us many lessons. We now feel confident enough to attempt its replication in a few villages. On 2nd July this year, the President launched a pilot project to convert 5 villages selected by the Haryana government in Gurgaon and Mewat district into smart grams. We are partnering with the central ministries, the state government, and the governmental and other agencies to realize this vision of the President. The completion of RB Museum Complex is our second major achievement this year. To be inaugurated by the Honorable Prime Minister in a little while from now, it is the first sunken museum in the country. It is a storytelling digital museum which links the past with present while leaving enough space for the future. The RBMC will form one of the 3 circuits, the other 2 being the RB main building and the gardens being developed to showcase Rashtrapati Bhavan as a major tourist attraction. The flagging of Ho bus and the launch of a microsite today are part of this effort. Ladies and gentlemen, a better part of the year was spent on institutionalizing change and preserving the cultural, historical, and social legacy of Rashtrapati Bhavan. The President, after hosting heads of central institutions of higher learning in 7 separate conferences in earlier years, hosted all the 113 heads of such institutions together in the first ever visitors conference held in November 2015. The next conference is due in November this year. A 7-day festival of innovation, which was first organized in 2015, is now an annual event. For the first time, an Indologist conference, which was attended by scholars from 17 countries, was organized at Rashtrapati Bhavan by the ICCR. Governors' Conference has now become an annual feature. A multi-volume documentation project comprising 13 books, including 11 in collaboration with IGNCA, is underway. 5 books in the RB series have already been released. I am happy to inform you all that another set of 5 books is ready for release today. Work on the remaining 3 books is in progress, and we hope to release them by this year end. With this background, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you once again to this evening of celebration. I hope you have a wonderful time. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, we now begin the most important event of the evening, the inauguration of the museum, which is the most significant project ever undertaken in Rashtrapati Bhavan since independence. It is, in fact, a narrative of the transformation of a nation from a colony to a democracy, the freedom struggle that achieved it, and the almost 69 years of our experience with democracy. At the same time, I need to also state that this museum is in brief the culmination of our efforts to record for posterity the tapestry of history in motion. May I now take the privilege and honor to request the Honorable Prime Minister to kindly inaugurate the museum with the click of the electronic button. Honorable Prime Minister, sir. Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister, sir. It is now my proud privilege to request the Honorable President, the Honorable Vice President, and the Honorable Prime Minister to kindly spare a few moments for a short tour of the museum and light the lamp at the entrance to the building. It is also my privilege to request the Honorable Prime Minister to kindly cut the ribbon at the entrance to the museum to symbolize the opening of the gates of the building to the public. After the tour of the museum, the Honorable President will also be pleased to flag off the hop-on, hop-off bus as a symbolic gesture of the integration of this vast complex with the tourist circuit of Delhi. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, the lighting of the lamp, the cutting of the ribbon, a few shots of the museum, and the flagging of the hop-on of bus will be displayed on the screens in the Shamiana for the convenience of this August gathering. Thank you.
नरेंद्र मोदी, उपराष्ट्रपति श्री मोहम्मद हामिद अंसारी ज्योति प्रज्वलित करते हुए, दीप प्रज्वलित करते हुए एक भारत की उज्जवल परंपरा का प्रतीक, लोकसभा अध्यक्ष श्रीमती सुमित्रा महाजन, माननीय राष्ट्रपति श्री प्रणब मुखर्जी स्वयं उपस्थित, भारत की पूर्व राष्ट्रपति श्रीमती प्रतिभा देवी सिंह पाटिल, भारत के मुख्य न्यायाधीश जस्टिस टी.एस. ठाकुर। एक बहुत ही ख़ास अवसर, लगभग एक शताब्दी पुराने, 88 वर्ष पुराने राष्ट्रपति भवन के परिसर में आज एक नया अध्याय जुड़ गया है, जबकि संग्रहालय परिसर के दूसरे चरण का विधिवत उद्घाटन माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी ने अब से कुछ ही क्षणों पूर्व किया। विहंगम दृश्य, अस्ताचल की ओर अग्रसर होता हुआ सूर्य और उसके मध्यम प्रकाश में खूबसूरत दृश्य राष्ट्रपति भवन संग्रहालय का।
The dignitaries being shown around the museum, and a conversation with the curator of the museum, Shri Saroj Ghosh, who is explaining what the museum is all about. And this part of the museum, which is the first stop of the museum, depicts the transition from horses to horse power, and right in the center is the emblem, the Ashokan capital. This horse-drawn carriage that we see is the Victoria coach, and that is the elegant ceiling. It's a solid glass ceiling and a magnificent view of the 3 tiers of the museum, the Ashokan capital, which has the pride of place. And this, the horses look almost real, as if they are ready to neigh and just move along with the Victoria coach, which was used by the British viceroys in the 19th century. And these are the architects of Rashtrapati Bhavan and most of Lutyens' Delhi. That is Edmund Lutyens on the far right, a replica of the Rashtrapati Bhavan. North Block, South Block. These are the stage coaches. They are called the Shimla coaches.
राष्ट्रपति भवन के इस संग्रहालय परिसर में भारत के स्वाधीनता संग्राम, उससे जुड़ी हुई वो घटनाएं जिन्होंने राष्ट्रपति भवन से जिनका प्रत्यक्ष या परोक्ष रूप से संबंध रहा है, उन्हें चित्रित किया गया है। राष्ट्रपिता महात्मा गांधी के दांडी मार्च का चित्रण एक ऐतिहासिक अवसर था। देश के स्वाधीनता संग्राम में स्वदेशी आंदोलन का बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण अहम रोल था, अहम भूमिका थी, जब विदेशी वस्त्रों का बहिष्कार किया गया और स्वदेशी की भावना को जिससे बल मिला। इस संग्रहालय परिसर में तकनीक का इस्तेमाल करके उसी चित्र को पुनर्जीवित करने का सार्थक और सफल प्रयास किया गया है। जलियांवाला बाग 13 अप्रैल 1919 की वो घटना अमृतसर में, जब निहत्थे देश प्रेमियों पर गोलियां बरसाई गईं और जलियांवाला बाग के तुरंत बाद मॉन्टेग्यू चेम्सफोर्ड सुधार लागू किए गए थे। जलियांवाला बाग, जो कि हमारे देश के स्वाधीनता संग्राम में एक विशिष्ट स्थान रखता है, उसका चित्रण इस संग्रहालय परिसर में इस लिहाज से कि इसके ठीक बाद मॉन्टेग्यू चेम्सफोर्ड सुधारों का समावेश हुआ था भारतीय स्वाधीनता संग्राम के इतिहास की पुस्तक में। असहयोग आंदोलन 1920 में राष्ट्रपिता महात्मा गांधी द्वारा जिसकी शुरुआत की गई, हजारों की संख्या में युवा स्वाधीनता संग्राम में शामिल हुए असहयोग आंदोलन के दौरान, और भारत की स्वतंत्रता के संघर्ष की जो गौरवशाली रोमांचकारी गाथा है, उसने मूर्त रूप लेने की ओर वो अग्रसर हुई असहयोग आंदोलन के परिणाम स्वरूप। पिता महात्मा गांधी, जिन्होंने सक्षम नेतृत्व प्रदान किया भारत के स्वाधीनता आंदोलन को, उसी का चित्रण इस संग्रहालय परिसर में 1905 में बंग भंग आंदोलन, बंगाल का विभाजन, उसके बाद मॉन्टेग्यू मिंटो मॉले रिफॉर्म्स, मिंटो मॉले सुधार, गोलमेज सम्मेलन, उसके अलावा शिमला सम्मेलन, क्रिप्स मिशन का आगमन जिसमें लॉर्ड पैथिक लॉरेंस और स्टेफर्ड क्रिप्स शामिल थे। भारतीय स्वाधीनता आंदोलन की खास गतिविधियां। 1947 में देश को आज़ादी मिली, एक तरफ आज़ादी का जश्न और वहीं दूसरी ओर बंटवारे की त्रासदी, जिसका मार्मिक चित्रण इस संग्रहालय में देखा जा सकता है।
Another view of those dark days of the partition, when thousands of people came to India after having lost everything, their homes, their lands, their wealth, their businesses. And they had to travel in whichever way possible, on foot, carrying their meager belongings on their heads. And this is a depiction of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and part of the committee that formed the Constitution of India.
संविधान सभा की बैठक का चित्रण, जिसमें भारत के लौह पुरुष सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल, भारत के प्रथम प्रधानमंत्री पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू, भारत के प्रथम राष्ट्रपति और भारत के संविधान निर्माण में प्रमुख भूमिका निभाने वाले मौलाना अबुल कलाम आज़ाद, और ये वो मर्सिडीज है जिस पर राष्ट्रपति महोदय किसी ज़माने में यात्रा किया करते थे। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी बहुत ही दिलचस्पी, बहुत ही एकाग्रता के साथ राष्ट्रपति भवन संग्रहालय का अवलोकन करते हुए एक एक चीज को बारीकी से देखने की प्रक्रिया में 3 मंजिला ये राष्ट्रपति भवन का संग्रहालय, जहां पूर्व राष्ट्रपतियों की लिखी हुई पुस्तकें, जिनमें डॉक्टर एपीजे अब्दुल कलाम, मिसाइल मैन के नाम से विख्यात रहे राष्ट्रपति महोदय, एक बहुत ही विशिष्ट छाप छोड़ी उन्होंने वर्तमान भारतीय परिदृश्य पर। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री पूरी जानकारी हासिल करते हुए क्यूरेटर सरोज घोष से, साथ में माननीय राष्ट्रपति श्री प्रणब मुखर्जी, विशिष्ट अतिथिगण, केंद्रीय मंत्रिमंडल के सदस्य, पूर्व राष्ट्रपति श्रीमती प्रतिभा देवी सिंह पाटिल, माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति श्री मोहम्मद हामिद अंसारी साहब, लोकसभा अध्यक्ष श्रीमती सुमित्रा महाजन।
This is the gifts gallery of the museum. These are priceless and exquisite gifts which have been given to the presidents of India during their various visits all around India and all across the world. Handicrafts and artifacts, exquisite filigree work on this beautiful peacock from Bhubaneswar, which was given to the Honorable President of India, Shri Pranab Mukherjee. An interesting desk set.
राष्ट्रपति भवन संग्रहालय में आधुनिक भारतीय इतिहास की महत्वपूर्ण और यादगार घटनाओं को उच्च तकनीक के माध्यम से आम जनता तक पहुंचाने की कोशिश है। साथ ही वे तमाम महत्वपूर्ण वस्तुएं जो भारत के सेनाओं के सुप्रीम कमांडर, सर्वोच्च कमांडर माननीय राष्ट्रपति महोदय को अलग अलग जगहों पर भेंट की जाती रही हैं, उन सभी को आम जनता के लिए उपलब्ध कराया गया है इस संग्रहालय के माध्यम से, जिसमें प्राचीन कलाकृतियां, अलग अलग देशों से प्राप्त हुए उपहार शामिल, और निश्चित तौर पर एक बहुत ही विशिष्ट हस्ताक्षर राष्ट्रपति भवन के इतिहास में।
This in fact is one of the objectives of the museum, to preserve some of the historic objects, collections of arms, furniture, decorative items, presidential gifts, textiles, tapestries, sculptures, paintings, sketches, photographs, documents, and archival materials. The idea is to continue an intensive research for unraveling new information and providing new interpretation for enriching the museum and archives. Presentation and communication through the most modern, imaginative and interactive techniques to project an authentic, exciting and moving history of Rashtrapati Bhavan. It is interesting for any visitor here to see these objects up close. Some of the features for presentation and display at this museum are state-of-the-art techniques for effective communication, a dynamic display with flexibility of continuous updating, animated period settings instead of traditional linear cabinet displays, and intelligent illumination with LED lights and infrared sensors to bring history alive for the visitor. These are arts and artifacts from across India and indeed across figurines and objets d'art, plaques and antiques that have been presented. Presidents of India through the years. An interesting cartoon, some of the personal effects of the presidents of India, and waiting in the hall patiently are the dignitaries. These are stamps and first day covers interestingly displayed here. One can see the obverse and reverse sides of these coins, commemorative coins that have been issued over the years to mark special occasions.
देश के विभिन्न विशिष्ट अवसरों पर उनको याद करने के लिए, उन्हें यादगार बनाने के लिए जो डाक टिकट जारी किए गए, जो सिक्के जारी किए गए, उनके अलावा भारत के पूर्व राष्ट्रपतियों, उनकी ख़ास कलाकृतियाँ जिन्हें बनाने का श्रेय हासिल किया है राजेश प्रदीप कारगुटकर ने, एक विशिष्ट तकनीक का इस्तेमाल हुआ है। भारत के पूर्व राष्ट्रपति जिन्होंने राष्ट्रपति भवन का कार्यभार संभाला पिछले वर्षों में, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी, राष्ट्रपति भवन परिसर में संग्रहालय के दूसरे चरण का आज विधिवत शुभारंभ हुआ है। मिसाइल मैन के नाम से विख्यात भारत के पूर्व राष्ट्रपति श्री APJ अब्दुल कलाम और ये वर्तमान हमारे राष्ट्रपति महोदय माननीय श्री प्रणब मुखर्जी विशिष्ट संविधान निर्माण भारतीय राष्ट्र राज्य के परिकल्पना का एक बहुत ही अहम अंग रहा है। संविधान सभा की बैठकें लगातार होती रहीं। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री महोदय इस समय अवलोकन करते हुए, और ये कुछ वो यादगार क्षण हैं जिन्हें कैमरे में कैद करके हमेशा के लिए जीवंत बना दिया गया है। इस संग्रहालय के क्यूरेटर लगातार प्रधानमंत्री महोदय को विस्तार से जानकारी उपलब्ध कराते हुए। साथ में हैं भारत की पूर्व राष्ट्रपति श्रीमती प्रतिभा देवी सिंह पाटिल, भारत की 12वीं राष्ट्रपति का दायित्व संभाला जिन्होंने। संविधान सभा की बैठक जिसमें मौलाना अबुल कलाम आज़ाद, डॉक्टर BR अम्बेडकर, भारत के प्रथम राष्ट्रपति डॉक्टर राजेंद्र प्रसाद, सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल ने जिसका विवेचन प्रमुखता से किया था, और पंडाल में, हॉल में जो गणमान्य अतिथि मौजूद हैं वो भी लगातार इसका आनंद ले रहे हैं। राष्ट्रपति भवन परिसर में संग्रहालय के एक और महत्वपूर्ण भाग की ओर हम अग्रसर हो रहे हैं, और वो है पाकशाला या किचन, जहां पर पुराने जो पाकशाला को मूर्त रूप देने में जिन बर्तनों का इस्तेमाल किया गया उनका प्रदर्शन किया गया है। बहुत ही विशद व्यवस्था होती है यहाँ पर। विशिष्ट अतिथिगणों का आगमन लगातार जारी रहता है, और ये अपने आप में एक बहुत ही विशिष्ट जिम्मेदारी है, बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण उत्तरदायित्व है, जिसका निर्वहन करने के लिए कर्मचारी सदैव मुस्तैद रहते हैं।
This is an interesting collection of handmade copper ladles, spoons and other kitchen implements, and these exquisite crystal vases with the image of the president on them, which have been gifts from various countries. The national emblem on the crockery marks artifacts from the time of India having gained independence. The crockery and cutlery before that had the Star of India on the crockery. And these are very interesting artifacts from ancient times. Beautiful bottles made of crystal, chinaware, both from England and the East, tureens and butter dishes, salt cellars. And this is a depiction of the small dining room where the president and his family can have a private meal. And this is an exhibition of the crockery from the various decades in Rashtrapati Bhavan. The exhibits roughly cover a period from 1911, when King George V and Queen Mary came here and announced at their coronation darbar that the capital of India would move to Delhi from Calcutta. And of course, there are pieces from the modern times as well. This is a view of the kitchen as it would be today. The chefs and the sous chefs, the assistants, all busy at work, because Rashtrapati Bhavan hosts guests all through the year. And the kitchens cater to a vast variety of guests, presidents, prime ministers, royalty, all have dined here at some time or the other. This table is the pride and joy of Rashtrapati Bhavan. It is made from a single piece of wood and can at one time seat 100 people.
राष्ट्रपति भवन संग्रहालय के दूसरे चरण का आज माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी ने विधिवत उद्घाटन किया। 3 मंजिला ये संग्रहालय परिसर, जिसकी 2 मंजिलें भूमिगत हैं, यानी भूमि के नीचे। भारत रत्न, देश का सर्वोच्च नागरिक सम्मान, साथ में पद्मश्री, पद्म भूषण, देश के युवा, और इस संग्रहालय में आने वाले लोग स्वयं अवलोकन कर सकेंगे। राष्ट्रपति महोदय के पर्सनल इफेक्ट्स यहाँ पर डिस्प्ले किए गए हैं, जिनमें विदेशों से उपहार में मिली पोशाक भी शामिल। एक बहुत ही गौरवशाली, गरिमामयी व्यक्तित्व माननीय राष्ट्रपति महोदय का, जिन्होंने आज अपने कार्यकाल के 4 वर्ष पूरे किए हैं, और उसी विशिष्ट अवसर को यादगार बनाने के लिए आज इस संग्रहालय का शुभारंभ हुआ है। लौंग से बनी हुई ये नाव, जिसका चित्रण प्रदर्शन यहाँ संग्रहालय में किया गया है। ऐसी तमाम कलाकृतियाँ, ऐसी तमाम बेजोड़ चीज़ें जो आम तौर पर सामान्य जनता के लिए, जिनके बारे में शायद सोचना भी मुश्किल है, उनका प्रदर्शन इस संग्रहालय में हुआ है। और यकीनन एक बहुत ही विशिष्ट अवसर, विशिष्ट अतिथिगण हॉल में बैठकर इस संग्रहालय का अवलोकन करते हुए अलग अलग देशों से मिले हुए उपहार, जिन्हें सहेज करके रखा गया है, मां सरस्वती की गरिमामयी शांति का आभास कराने वाली प्रतिमा, ऐसी तमाम चीजें संग्रहालय में संग्रहित की गई हैं, जिन्हें यहाँ पर आकर के जो शोध के छात्र हैं या जो स्कूलों के छात्र छात्राएं हैं, युवा वर्ग है, वो आधुनिक भारतीय इतिहास से अपने आप को जुड़ा हुआ महसूस कर सकते हैं। राष्ट्रपति भवन आधुनिक भारत की आन बान और शान का प्रतीक है। गणतंत्र दिवस की परेड का विहंगम दृश्य, और एक बार फिर से संग्रहालय के भूतल पर स्थित अलग अलग वस्तुएं, अलग अलग उपहार, स्वर्ण मंदिर अमृतसर के, इसकी एक नयनाभिराम प्रतिकृति जिसका प्रदर्शन किया गया है इस संग्रहालय में, स्वर्ण जड़ित मदुरई का मीनाक्षी मंदिर, और देश के कोने कोने में जो विशिष्ट स्थल हैं, उनकी प्रतिकृति इस संग्रहालय में प्रदर्शित की गई हैं। भारत के राष्ट्रपति हमारी सशस्त्र सेनाओं के सर्वोच्च कमांडर हैं। भारत की पूर्व राष्ट्रपति श्रीमती प्रतिभा देवी सिंह पाटिल, भारतीय सशस्त्र सेनाओं के रैंक्स का भी यहाँ पर प्रदर्शन, प्रारंभ से लेकर के शीर्ष स्थान तक पहुंचने की प्रक्रिया।
These are some of the rare and exquisite paintings of the viceroys and vicereys of India. These paintings have been made by some of the most well-known artists of the time, including Laszlo and Meredith. The viceroys and queens of the time. Interestingly, there is also a painting of King Louis XV, which was won by the British as spoils of war after the Battle of 1757. And it is a one of its kind piece in the world. The way this part of the gallery has been constructed is that when you walk in, it is dark, but when you approach a painting, it lights up, adding to the depth of the color and exquisiteness of these paintings.
और इन पेंटिंग्स की एक और जो सबसे ख़ास बात है कि इतने वर्ष बीत जाने के बावजूद बिल्कुल जीवंत सी लगती हैं ये। और जब इस संग्रहालय में आने वाले आगंतुक इन पेंटिंग्स के पास पहुंचते हैं तो अपने आप इनके पास प्रकाश रोशन होता है, लाइट जल जाती हैं और तब पूरे डिटेल्स के साथ इनका अवलोकन किया जा सकता है आगंतुकों के द्वारा। आधुनिक भारतीय इतिहास के सशक्त हस्ताक्षर इस संग्रहालय में जिनका चित्रण किया गया है। माननीय राष्ट्रपति श्री प्रणब मुखर्जी महोदय ने 8 अक्टूबर 2014 को इस दूसरे चरण की नींव रखी थी, जिसने आज मूर्त रूप लिया है। खूबसूरत पेंटिंग्स का प्रदर्शन।
That was King George V. The other paintings here include those of Lord Wellesley, Lord Canning, Lord Lytton, Lord Lansdowne, Lord Minto, Lord Harding, Lady Harding, and this is an unusual painting of Queen Victoria when she was barely 13. And this painting was brought here to India, and there isn't a copy of this anywhere else in the world. Paintings include those of Queen Elizabeth, Queen Alexandra, there are also paintings of Lord Irwin, Lady Irwin, Lord Mountbatten, among others, and this is Queen Elizabeth I, the mother of the present Queen. The imperial symbol, the crown, and in the backdrop is a very special depiction of a special ceremony called the Silver Trumpet and Flag, where when the president takes office, he presents colors to the president's bodyguard and the silver trumpet. These are larger-than-life statues of King George V and Queen Mary, to commemorate their visit to India. For the Darbar in 1911, Countess Mountbatten of Burma, and Lord Mountbatten. And this is the lowermost tier of this three-tiered museum, which is circular in its shape, and each tier depicts different aspects of India and its struggle for freedom until it gained independence.
राष्ट्रपति भवन के संग्रहालय के दूसरे चरण की आज शुरुआत हुई है। 3 मंजिला ये संग्रहालय, जिसके इस पे प्रवेश करते ही नेशनल एम्बलम और उसके बाद ऐतिहासिक बग्गी का प्रदर्शन होता है।
This is the transition from horses to horsepower. On the left is a horse-drawn Victoria coach, which was used by British viceroys. And this is an exhibition of the story of New Delhi, which starts with the planning and construction of Raisina Hill, the Rashtrapati Bhavan, North Block, South Block, Parliament House, the India Gate, and the bungalows in Lutyens, Delhi, not only by Edwin Lutyens and Herbert Baker, but also with the participation of Indian engineers and contractors like Sir Sobha Singh, Teja Singh Malik, Harun al-Rashid, Nawab Ali, and others.
ऐतिहासिक डांडी यात्रा, जिसका चित्रण इस संग्रहालय में राष्ट्रपिता महात्मा गांधी के नेतृत्व में नमक कानून को तोड़ा गया और देश के स्वाधीनता आंदोलन ने एक नई करवट ली थी। इस ऐतिहासिक डांडी आंदोलन से एक लंबा रास्ता हजारों की संख्या में स्वाधीनता सेनानियों ने तय किया और अपने लक्ष्य तक पहुंचे थे। 1905 का बंग भंग आंदोलन और उसके बाद स्वदेशी आंदोलन, जिसने भारतीय स्वतंत्रता संग्राम में एक नई ज्योति प्रज्वलित करने का काम किया, उसका भी चित्रण यहाँ पर उच्च तकनीक के माध्यम से किया गया है। स्वदेशी आंदोलन हम सभी जानते हैं, जिसमें विदेशी वस्त्रों की होली जलाई गई और स्वदेशी वस्त्रों और खादी को अपनाने पर जोर दिया गया। 13 अप्रैल 1919 का वो दिन, बैसाखी का त्योहार, अमृतसर के जलियांवाला बाग में सैकड़ों की संख्या में निहत्थे देश प्रेमियों पर जब गोलियां बरसाई गईं, तो मानवता त्राहित रह कर उठी थी। उसी का चित्रण इस संग्रहालय परिसर में किया गया है। हजारों की संख्या में लोगों ने कुर्बानी दी है, तब हमें वो आज़ादी नसीब हुई है जिसे आज हम अनुभव कर रहे हैं और एक आज़ाद भारत में सांस ले रहे हैं। भारतीय स्वाधीनता संग्राम के ये कुछ यादगार अवसर हैं, यादगार लम्हे, जिनका चित्रण इस संग्रहालय में किया गया है। असहयोग आंदोलन, उसके बाद सविनय अवज्ञा आंदोलन, राष्ट्रपिता महात्मा गांधी के अनुकरणीय नेतृत्व में, जिन्होंने अहिंसा और सत्याग्रह जैसे अस्त्र सारी दुनिया को दिए।
We are here in the gift gallery of this museum, which is on the second tier of this three-tiered museum. And these are the personal effects of some of the prime presidents of India, the famous Veena of the Missile Man of India, President APJ Abdul Kalam, the author of several books that have inspired thousands of Indians, especially the youth in India and all across the world. Books like Wings of Fire, Envisioning an Empowered Nation, Songs of Life. Wings of Fire here sold more than 1 million copies. The president, when he goes on a visit anywhere in India or indeed anywhere in the world, receives gifts which are a part of the president's estate. So they become property of Rashtrapati Bhavan and are kept in the archives. With this display in the exhibition here, people, when they come here, they can see the kind of presents and gifts that the President of India receives, exquisite filigree works, beautiful art, artifacts, are all gifted to the Honorable President as a mark of respect and affection.
अनेकों उपहार जो वस्तुतः एक अमूल्य धरोहर हैं आधुनिक भारतीय इतिहास की, उनका प्रदर्शन इस संग्रहालय में राष्ट्रपति भवन भारत की एकता, स्वाधीनता, लोकतांत्रिक परंपरा का परिचायक और देश के हर नागरिक को इसकी जानकारी उपलब्ध कराना एक पावन कर्तव्य है। हमारी समृद्ध सांस्कृतिक, लोकतांत्रिक, वैचारिक और बौद्धिक विरासत हर देशवासी को गौरव का इतिहास और एहसास कराती है और ये संग्रहालय इस दिशा में उत्प्रेरक की भूमिका निभाने में यकीनन सक्षम साबित हो सकता है।
The exhibits have been placed in such a way that when a visitor comes here, he can be up close and personal with these objects of art. The museum also is digital in many of the places, where through holograms and prisms and projections, one can interact with the exhibits here, thereby giving an almost tactile experience to the visitor.
इस संग्रहालय में डिजिटल माध्यम से देश के इतिहास को भी प्रस्तुत करने का प्रयास हुआ है। हिंदी और अंग्रेजी में भारतीय संविधान डिजिटल प्रारूप में यहाँ उपलब्ध है। इस समय हम जो विभिन्न उपहार, जो कलाकृतियाँ देश विदेश से प्राप्त हुए हैं, उनका चित्रण हुआ है, उनका अवलोकन कर रहे हैं। राष्ट्रपति भवन के इस संग्रहालय में जो आगंतुक जिनका आगमन होगा, वो प्रत्येक भाग को बहुत आसानी से और बहुत विस्तार से, बहुत करीब से देखने में सक्षम होंगे। यहाँ पर एक ऐसा पक्ष भी है जहाँ पर 22 भाषाओं में आगंतुक देशभक्ति के गीत सुन सकते हैं। 15 विभिन्न धुनों में वंदे मातरम को सुना जा सकता है। निश्चित तौर पर एक सशक्त हस्ताक्षर जिसका आगमन हो चुका है आज राष्ट्रपति भवन में। संग्रहालय परिसर का दूसरा चरण, आज उसका विधिवत उद्घाटन हुआ।
This is a speaking museum in a high-tech storytelling format where contextual stories are woven around original collections. The story is told through the digital medium. The new Rashtrapati Bhavan Museum is conceived in this fashion so that the ancient can be connected with the modern. The story is woven around the landmark historical events and precious collections of Rashtrapati Bhavan over the period of a century. These are the patriotic songs that visitors can come here and listen to, including Vande Mataram set to martial music by Timir Boran. The museum depicts the story of the planning and construction of the edifice, then called Government House, and the British viceroys who occupied this place until 1947, their action and reaction towards the tumultuous freedom movement of the country, the transfer of power, the formation of the Republic, the life and work of the presidents of India since 1950, and finally the life in Rashtrapati Bhavan involving the beauty and environment of the campus, the people working here and the visitors coming to the place from different sectors of life.
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी विस्तृत अवलोकन के पश्चात संग्रहालय से प्रस्थान करते हुए 8 अक्टूबर 2014 को जिसकी परिकल्पना की गई थी, आज उसने मूर्त रूप लिया है। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी द्वारा इसका विधिवत उद्घाटन हुआ आज। माननीय राष्ट्रपति श्री प्रणब मुखर्जी, आज एक विशिष्ट अवसर राष्ट्रपति महोदय के लिए भी, क्योंकि अपने कार्यकाल के 4 गौरवमयी वर्ष उन्होंने पूर्ण किए हैं। माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति श्री मोहम्मद हामिद अंसारी साहब माननीय प्रधानमंत्री महोदय के साथ बाहर आते हुए, और अब एक और ख़ास मौका, दिल्ली के पर्यटन मानचित्र पर एक विशिष्ट हस्ताक्षर दर्ज करने की कवायद। दिल्ली दर्शन के लिए जो भी पर्यटक आगे आने वाले दिनों में पहुंचेंगे, उन्हें इस खूबसूरत बस के माध्यम से राष्ट्रपति भवन के संग्रहालय में आने का सौभाग्य प्राप्त होगा। विधिवत इस बस को सांकेतिक रूप में रवाना किया जा रहा है माननीय राष्ट्रपति महोदय द्वारा। सजी धजी इस बस में स्कूली छात्र छात्राएं मौजूद, जो निश्चित तौर पर आगे आने वाले समय में इस बहुमूल्य धरोहर को अपने बेहद करीब पाएंगे। विशिष्ट अतिथिगण इस अवसर पर प्रस्थान करते हुए माननीय राष्ट्रपति श्री प्रणब मुखर्जी, प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी, भारत के मुख्य न्यायाधीश जस्टिस टी.एस. ठाकुर, माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति श्री मोहम्मद हामिद अंसारी, पृष्ठभूमि में राष्ट्रपति भवन संग्रहालय का पहला चरण 2 वर्ष पहले, जिसका उद्घाटन माननीय राष्ट्रपति महोदय ने किया था, दृष्टिगोचर होता हुआ, और अब विशिष्ट अतिथिगण पंडाल के अंदर प्रवेश, केंद्रीय मंत्रिमंडल के सदस्य, न्यायपालिका, कार्यपालिका और विधायिका, लोकतंत्र के इन तीनों अंगों के विशिष्ट कार्यपालक इस समारोह में उपस्थित हैं। मंच पर अपना स्थान ग्रहण करते हुए माननीय प्रधानमंत्री महोदय, साथ में माननीय राष्ट्रपति श्री प्रणब मुखर्जी, उपराष्ट्रपति श्री मोहम्मद हामिद अंसारी।
Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister, sir, for opening the museum to the public. Thank you, Honorable President, sir, for flagging of the hop-on, hop-off bus. May I now request the Honorable President to kindly launch the Rashtrapati Bhavan microsite by clicking the electronic button. Honorable President, sir. Thank you, sir. I now request Sri Siddharth Sharma to make a brief presentation on the microsite.
Honorable President, Honorable Vice President, Honorable Prime Minister, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to have all of you with us here today. Thank you, Honorable President, sir, for unveiling this microsite. It is a continuation of your vision to make Rashtrapati Bhavan more accessible to the general public. We have designed the layout of the website so as to make it attractive and visually appealing to both a national and an international audience, given our focus on positioning Rashtrapati Bhavan as a premier tourist destination in India. The website outlines in detail the 3 tourist circuits that are now open to the public. Circuit 1, which comprises the main Rashtrapati Bhavan. Circuit 2, which comprises the Rashtrapati Bhavan Museum Complex, consisting of the stables, the garages, and the clock tower. And Circuit 3, which focuses on the gardens of Rashtrapati Bhavan, including the famed Mughal gardens, the herbal, and the spiritual gardens. Every location on the 3 circuits has been fleshed out in great detail for the convenience of the visitors. Similarly, the text has been interspersed with rich visuals to both attract and retain viewer interest. The website features a host of rare archival photographs, current ones, as also videos, to make a viewer experience and be a part of various facets of life at Rashtrapati Bhavan: social, ceremonial, and welfare-oriented. Visitors have the convenience of booking their visits to Rashtrapati Bhavan 2 months in advance through an online visitors management system, including the facility of making online payments of registration charges. Our payment gateway accepts debit cards, credit cards, and payments through net banking. By the first week of August 2016, we also intend that the souvenirs and merchandise of Rashtrapati Bhavan, which are unique to it and based on the designs and motifs found within Rashtrapati Bhavan, shall be made available to visitors for online purchases with the option of online payment in 5 major currencies of the world. This initiative, in collaboration with MyGov and the Department of Posts, is at an advanced stage of implementation. The website also has a host of other interactive features, such as Google Maps, to enable visitors to plan their visit to Rashtrapati Bhavan better. We have hyperlinked the website to major government portals, such as Incredible India, Ministry of Tourism, MyGov, and Delhi Tourism. We hope that the microsite is well received. We would continue to enhance user experience based on user feedback. Thank you.
Thank you, Sri Sharma. I now request the Secretary to the President to conduct the release of the folios and books.
I request the Honorable President, Honorable Vice President, and Honorable Prime Minister to come in front. We are now starting the release of folios and books. First with the folios. 3 folios named Paintings in Ashoka Hall, Company Paintings of Rashtrapati Bhavan, and Select Paintings of Rashtrapati Bhavan are being released today. They have been published by the Lalit Kala Academy. I thank the Academy for collaborating with Rashtrapati Bhavan. I request the Honorable President of India to release the 3 folios. Mr. Venu Rajamani may please come to the stage and facilitate. Company Paintings. Select Paintings of Rashtrapati Bhavan. At first, I invite the Honorable Prime Minister to release the book, First Garden of the Republic, Nature in the President's Estate, which is about flora and fauna at Rashtrapati Bhavan, and present its first copy to the Honorable President. I call upon Dr. Thomas Matthew, Additional Secretary, to come up on stage and facilitate. May I now request the Honorable Prime Minister to release the book, A Work of Beauty, which is about architecture and landscape of Rashtrapati Bhavan, and present the first copy to the Honorable President. Venu Rajamani, Press Secretary to the President, may please come forward. I now invite the Honorable Vice President to release the book, Discover the Magnificent World of Rashtrapati Bhavan, which is the first volume of the children's book, and present its first copy to the Honorable President. Mrs. Sadhana Raut, Additional Director General Publications Division, may please come up on the stage. I again invite the Honorable Vice President to release the book, Around India's First Table, which deals with kitchens, dining and entertaining at Rashtrapati Bhavan, and present the first copy to the Honorable President. I request Ms. Gayatri Isar Kumar to come up on the stage and facilitate. I request the Honorable Vice President to release the book, the arts and interiors of Rashtrapati Bhavan, Lutyens and beyond, and present its first copy to the Honorable President, I request Gayatri again to facilitate. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. It's my proud privilege to request the Honorable Prime Minister to address the gathering. Honorable Prime Minister, sir.
आदरणीय राष्ट्रपति जी, आदरणीय उपराष्ट्रपति जी, श्रीमती ओमिता पॉल, उपस्थित सभी वरिष्ठ महानुभाव, राष्ट्रपति जी के कार्यकाल का आज 4 वर्ष पूर्ण होने पर मैं आदरणीय राष्ट्रपति जी को हृदय से बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं, अभिनंदन करता हूं, शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। आपके 4 साल के कार्यकाल में अधिक समय मुझे आपके साथ प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में कार्य करने का सौभाग्य मिला। मैं दिल्ली की दुनिया में नया था, इस सारा माहौल मेरे लिए नया था। ऐसे समय राष्ट्रपति जी ने एक गार्डियन की तरह, एक मेंटर की तरह बहुत से विषयों पर मुझे उंगली पकड़ करके चलाया। ऐसा सौभाग्य बहुत कम लोगों को मिलता है जो मुझे मिला है। आज यहाँ कई ग्रंथों का लोकार्पण हुआ। मैं किताब नहीं कह रहा हूँ, ग्रंथ कह रहा हूँ। मैं ग्रंथ इसलिए कह रहा हूँ कि इनमें वो चीजें समाहित हैं जो कल्पना के दायरे से नहीं, इतिहास के झरोखे से निकली हुई है। और जो चीजें इतिहास के झरोखे से निकलती हैं वे आने वाली पीढ़ियों के मन मंदिर में एक अमिट छाया छोड़ करके जाती है। और उस अर्थ में ये जो प्रकाशन है वो प्रकाशन इतिहास का हिस्सा बनने जा रहा है। मैं इस कार्य के लिए राष्ट्रपति जी को और उनकी पूरी टीम को बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं। अभी म्यूजियम देखने का सौभाग्य मिला। श्रीमान घोष का इतना उत्साह था कि अगर अमिता जी ने रोका न होता तो शायद हम रात को 11 बजे यहाँ आते। और आप में से जिसको भी इस म्यूजियम को देखने का समय मिले, मैं आग्रह करूंगा पूरा दिन निकाल करके आइए। इतनी बारीकियां हैं, इतनी विविधता है और इतिहास को पुनर्जीवित करने का एक अद्भुत प्रयास है। ये ऐसा म्यूजियम है जहां इतिहास, कला, कल्पना शक्ति और टेक्नोलॉजी ये चारों का मिलन है। और इसलिए जो भी इससे जुड़ेगा वो इन चारों के माध्यम से इतिहास को जी सकता है। सिर्फ इतिहास को जान सकता है ऐसा नहीं, वो कुछ पल के लिए इतिहास को जी सकता है। और इस अर्थ में मैं समझता हूं कि जिस वैज्ञानिक तरीके से, जिस रिसर्च के साथ और जो कलात्मक रूप से उसका प्रेजेंटेशन किया है, उसके लिए श्रीमान घोष और उनकी पूरी टीम को मैं बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं, उनका अभिनंदन करता हूं। राष्ट्रपति जी ने भारत के जीवन में तो बहुत बड़ा योगदान दिया है। एक लंबा कार्यकाल रहा है उनका सार्वजनिक जीवन का, लेकिन 4 साल की अल्पावधि में आपने राष्ट्रपति भवन को भी बहुत कुछ दिया है। एक प्रकार से राष्ट्रपति भवन सामान्य मानवी को, इतिहास को और भारत के सर्वोच्च स्थान को एक प्रकार से उन्होंने मिलन बिंदु बनाया है। और ये अपने आप में आपका बहुत बड़ा योगदान इस परिसर के संदर्भ में मैं देख रहा हूं। और सबसे बड़ी खुशी की बात यह है, मेरा राजनीतिक बैकग्राउंड अलग है, राष्ट्रपति जी का राजनीतिक बैकग्राउंड अलग है, लेकिन लोकतंत्र में भिन्न विचार प्रवाहों से पले बड़े व्यक्ति भी किस प्रकार से कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर के काम कर सकते हैं, ये राष्ट्रपति जी के पास रह करके हर पल हम अनुभव कर सकते हैं। भारत सरकार की जितनी योजनाएं हैं, कई राज्य ऐसे होंगे कि जिनको शायद भारत सरकार की कुछ योजनाओं को लागू करने में या लागू किए तो बोलने में थोड़ा झिझक रहती होगी। मैं आज बड़े गर्व के साथ कहता हूं कि भारत सरकार की जितनी योजनाएं, ये राष्ट्रपति भवन परिसर, ये भी एक छोटा सा गांव है, 10,000 से ज्यादा लोग यहां रहते हैं। इस गांव के रूप में उन सारी योजनाओं को यहां लागू करने का प्रयास हुआ है। चाहे रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी की बात हो, वाटर कंजर्वेशन की बात हो, एनवायरमेंट रिलेटेड इनिशिएटिव्स हो, हर चीज को, डिजिटल इंडिया तो यहां डिजिटल राष्ट्रपति भवन, एक प्रकार से भारत सरकार की सारी योजनाओं को मिनिएचर रूप में यहां पर लागू करने का भरपूर प्रयास राष्ट्रपति जी ने किया है। किसी और दल के व्यक्ति की सरकार हो, उसके बावजूद भी उस सरकार के कार्यक्रम राष्ट्रपति भवन के भी कार्यक्रम बनने चाहिए, ये ऊंचाई आदरणीय प्रणव दा ही दिखा सकते हैं। और इसलिए मैं उनका हृदय से वंदन करता हूं, अभिनंदन करता हूं। मुझे विश्वास है और इतिहास जीवन को एक जड़ी बूटी के रूप में काम आता है। जो इतिहास को भूल जाते हैं वे एक प्रकार से जीवन के रसकस को खो देते हैं। मंदिर में जो मूर्तियां होती हैं पत्थर से ही अलंकृत होती है, लेकिन सालों तक अनेक लोगों की भक्ति से वो भगवान का रूप धारण कर लेती है। ऐतिहासिक स्थानों के हर पत्थर, उस पत्थर का भी अपना एक इतिहास होता है। हर पत्थर चीख चीख करके बीते हुए कल की बात बता करके आने वाले कल के लिए रास्ता दिखाने की ताकत रखता है। लेकिन आवश्यकता होती है उस पत्थर को भी सुनने के लिए सामर्थ्य पैदा करने की। इस म्यूजियम के द्वारा पत्थर को बोलने की ताकत दी गई है। हम उसे सुनने की ताकत लें और नई आने वाली पीढ़ी को कुछ पाने देने के लिए एक नया सामर्थ्य प्राप्त करें। मैं फिर एक बार इस प्रयास के लिए सबका अभिनंदन करता हूं। आदरणीय राष्ट्रपति जी का फिर से एक बार 4 वर्ष पूर्ण होकर के अगले वर्ष के लिए हम सबको बहुत ही उत्तम मार्गदर्शन मिले, इसके लिए अपेक्षा करते हुए, प्रेरणा के लिए आभार व्यक्त करते हुए आप सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister, sir, for your electrifying address and your words of encouragement. May I now request the Honorable Vice President to address the gathering. Honorable Vice President, sir.
Respected Rashtrapati Ji, Honorable Pradhan Mantri Ji, a galaxy of dignitaries and guests, ladies and gentlemen. Anniversaries are happy occasions. Anniversaries should be celebrated, but this is an anniversary with a difference. Rashtrapati Ji's 4 years in office, very successful 4 years, is of course occasion enough to celebrate and celebrate with gusto. But this evening's program was different, qualitatively different, excitingly different. A new museum has been added to the capital city of India, where there is a paucity of museums. And this museum will educate the public, and particularly the youth, in certain aspects of our recent history, which needs to be learnt and learnt well. And beyond all that, and although I am, for occupational reasons, occupational hazards, pretty adept at attending book release functions, never have I attended a function in which so many books have been released at one go. Each one of them sheds light on an important aspect of this great house. The last one intrigued me a bit with its title. Dining, I have dined often enough in this house. Entertainment, I'll have to read the book to find out what entertainment I missed. I would like to once again felicitate Rashtrapati Ji on this very happy occasion and congratulate the team that made possible all these publications and this splendid function. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Honorable Vice President, sir. May I now request the Honorable President to address the gathering. Honorable President, sir.
Good evening. Sri Muhammad Hamid Ansari, Honorable Vice President of India, Sri Narendra Modi, Honorable Prime Minister of India, Pratibha Ji, my immediate predecessors, 12th President of the Republic, Justice T.S. Thakur, Chief Justice of Supreme Court of India, distinguished members of the Council of Ministers of the Government of India, distinguished judges of the Supreme Court, other dignitaries, as Vice President has pointed out, the galaxy of dignitaries assembled in this hall this evening, Secretary to the President, Mrs. Samita Paul, Additional Secretary, Sri Mathu, the creator of this museum, Professor Saroj Ghosh, ladies and gentlemen. On this day, 4 years ago, I entered into Rashtrapati Bhavan as the 13th President of the Republic. But I can tell you candidly, I had no idea about the living of this magnificent building results were declared on 22nd June. I was declared as the 13th President of the Republic. 25th was the scheduled date of swearing in. So I told my daughter, go to Rashtrapati Bhavan, see the conditions of the living part, because so far I am concerned, my knowledge of Rashtrapati Bhavan is primarily to the banquet hall, where we have sumptuous banquets, Ashoka Hall, where I was sworn in number of times as the ministers under various prime ministers, starting from Indira Gandhi in the early 70s. And the study of the president, which I had to visit at least 8 times when I presented the budget to obtain the approval of the president in the morning of the budget presentation to Parliament, and before that to Cabinet. I spent 43 years of my life within stone's throw from the President's house, but I had no idea. Therefore, the first decision I took when I entered into this magnificent building 4 years ago, that people must know, if living within stone's throw for 43 years, when I entered into Parliament in July 1969, and when my membership in July 2012, 43 years I was member of Parliament, and living in this area, but no knowledge, except these 3 places and on 3 occasions. I am happy to say at the conclusion of the 4 years that to some extent we have been able to open the door to the common people of this country and to have an opportunity to the people to know that he was telling me, Saroj Ghosh, to show that presidents also do work, they do not sleep. Though constitutionally, they are always advised by the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers, and that should be so. That is our democratic culture. And to my mind, the transformation which took place here and the magnificent hall of Darbar Hall, the high columns, the glittering chandelas, the marble walls are the mute witness of the revolution in Indian history in the contemporary. At midnight of 14th and 15th of August, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru addressed to the nation in his tryst with destiny, when on 24th of November 1949, for the first time in 190 years, more than 190 years, almost 192 years, the Indian made their first law, Constitution of India, when they declared, we the people of India, we are giving social justice to all. We are giving liberty. We are providing equality to all citizens of India, and making this constitution and giving it to ourselves in this Constituent Assembly on 24th November, that is not merely a legal transaction or transition, but to my mind that was a silent revolution. On 26th of January, when the then Governor General Rajagopalachari conducted oath to Babu Rajendra Prasad as the first President of the Republic, the largest functional democracy of the world, started operating, and much water has flown through Ganges, Jamunas, Narmadas and Kaveris. But Indian democracy has moved from strength to strength. We have maintained claim that India is a country where transfer of power from individual to individual, party to party, has never posed any problem, even for. There was a lot of writing, speculations, before the general election of 2014. And when receiving a massive mandate, Prime Minister Narendra Modi came to see me. I simply asked him, Mr. Prime Minister, I am ready with my appointment to you as the Prime Minister of this Republic. Please tell me when you are going to take the oath, indicate the time to me. When I was elected, and before that, throughout my life I had been a congressman. As Prime Minister correctly pointed out, my background was little different from his political background. But the constitutional responsibility of Indian president, not only me, all 13 presidents, they took the correct decisions they created, and you will have the opportunities. Some of you have seen it, but museum always takes a long time. And I extend my invitation to all of you. Please find out your time and go through it. This is truly a magnificent creation, and I am indeed grateful to my team of officers, headed by Secretary to the President, Mrs. Amita Paul, assisted by Matthew, assisted by Siddharth, Shakil, and another gentleman I am missing today right now. Of course, he is doing a more responsible job at the World Bank, Suresh Jadhav, and host of other officers, including Military Secretary, Major General Khosla and his team. All of them have transformed, whether making experiments to grow tulip. Before 2013, tulip was not grown in Mughal gardens, but now you can see huge quantum of tulips are being grown, and particularly in the month of February, if you come, it will be a feast to your eyes. Therefore, we wanted that this building has its history. Those history are to be told and narrated, and it can be done as it has been done magnificently by the most suitable person, Professor Saroj Ghosh. And even at this age, he took tremendous trouble to create this museum, and keeping in ambience with this heritage building, because it is going to be almost 100 years old. Actual life started from 1929. The first document was Lord Darwin. But as I always say, that this building was after all not the lucky for the British imperial power, because within 16 years they had to leave this magnificent building and giving freedom to the people of India, of course not as a gift, but as a result of the sustained freedom struggle of the people of this great country. I would not like to lengthen my observations, because I know all of you are sitting for quite a long time. I am sorry for that, but I thought that Prime Minister, Vice President, Chief Justice, we are happy to have the 12th President of the Republic, my immediate predecessor, Pratibha ji, to become kind enough to come along with Sri Devi Singh ji to join us on this happy occasion. We were seeing, just having a glimpse of the museum. Of course, I will see it leisurely much later on, and I am extending an invitation to all of you, each one and individual. Please do come and see the museum and have your own impression. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for responding to our invitations and joining us with this delightful evening. I am deeply appreciative of Prime Minister who has spared so much time. And with this, Parliament is on session. Honorable Speaker Sumitra ji was also here, Honorable Chief Justice, and a large number of distinguished judges of the Supreme Court of India who are very busy. They have kindly come and joined us in this evening. We are delighted by your presence, sir. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Honorable President, sir, for your inspiring address. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have come to the last event of the evening, the vote of thanks, which, with your permission, I would now propose. Honorable President, sir, Honorable Vice President, sir, Honorable Prime Minister, sir, Honorable former President, Honorable Speaker of Lok Sabha, Honorable Chief Justice of India, Honorable Union Ministers, Honorable Governors, distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen. We have just witnessed the inauguration of the museum, the flagging off of the hop-on hop of bus, the launching of the microsite, the release of the 3 folios and the 5 books. Together, they represent an important facet of a democracy, the superintendence of people over the institutions created for their governance. Most importantly, I would state on this occasion that the people are supreme, and as the Honorable President had just told us and shared his views with us, the events of today are emblematic of the transformation of the presidency. And these events serve more to take Rashtrapati Bhavan to the people than bring the people to Rashtrapati Bhavan. My heartfelt gratitude and that of all those who are present here are first due to our Honorable President. Though this estate is the office and abode of the Honorable President and this function is truly his, may I, on behalf of all those who are present here and my own behalf, express our heartfelt gratitude to the Honorable President for flagging of the bus, for having released the 3 folios, for having launched the microsite, and for receiving the 5 books, and most importantly for being the moving spirit and the force behind the transformation of this presidency. Honorable Vice President, sir, you have very graciously accepted our invitation, and we actually are appreciative of your presence and for releasing the 3 books. On behalf of all those who are present here and my own behalf, we express our heartfelt gratitude to you, sir. Honorable Prime Minister, sir, we are invariably enthused by your inspiring presence. We were likewise energized by your presence on the previous anniversary of this presidency, that we challenged ourselves to match your commitment to speed and excellence. It emboldened us to put a time frame for the completion of the museum, which everybody said would be impossible to accomplish. Even the IIT engineers had warned us that we will be able to only complete or accomplish this task in about 3 years. But we did so 5 days short of 20 months. Honorable Prime Minister, sir, you had very graciously inaugurated the museum and released 2 books. We are grateful to you for doing so. And on behalf of all those who are present here and on my own behalf, let me express our heartfelt gratitude to you, sir. We are also grateful to the Honorable former President, Honorable Speaker of Lok Sabha, Honorable Chief Justice of India, Honorable Union Ministers, Honorable Governors, and distinguished invitees who are with us today. Although I would have liked to individually thank each one of you due to paucity of time, I'm unable to do so. Nevertheless, please accept our heartfelt gratitude for your gracious presence. Let me also avail of this occasion to thank Srimati Omita Paul for being the propelling force behind all the projects undertaken in the last 4 years. I would also like to place on record the services of Professor Saroj Ghosh, who, with the verve and energy of a 21-year-old, brought together almost thousands of pieces. And I think he claims that he is only 81, and this we call is a very young man at heart, and with the energy that can even beat a 21-year-old man. We thank you, Professor Saroj Ghosh. May I also take this occasion to thank the Publications Division of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting for publishing our 5 books, adhering to a time schedule which was almost impossible to accomplish, and also the Sahitya Kala Academy for publishing the 3 beautiful folios. May I also take this occasion to thank the officers and staff of CPWD and Rashtrapati Bhavan for spending countless number of hours to fulfill the completion of this project in record time. I see large number of people from the press corps, the print media and the electronic media. We thank you for being here with us today. I will be failing in my duty if I do not thank the thousands of workers who toiled upwards into the night, even spending 3 shifts a day to accomplish the completion of this project according to our schedule. Let me also, in one word, thank NBCC and the main contractor JMC for accomplishing this task in a very short time and conforming to the most exacting standards set by the President's Secretariat. Let me conclude by thanking you all for being with us this evening. We celebrate your gracious presence. Thank you, and Jai Hind. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem.
राष्ट्रपति भवन परिसर में संग्रहालय के दूसरे चरण का विधिवत शुभारंभ हो चुका है। उम्मीद यही है कि यह संग्रहालय आधुनिक भारतीय इतिहास को देश विदेश के उत्सुक आगंतुकों के समक्ष सार्थक रूप में प्रस्तुत करने में सफल होगा। माननीय राष्ट्रपति महोदय, माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री महोदय समारोह स्थल से प्रस्थान करते हुए नमस्कार।